Are you thinking about forming an S corporation? Honestly, do you even know what that means? Today we're going to debunk 5 myths about S corporations that are going to save you a ton of money. So let's do this. Woo-hoo. Hi, my name is Jim Hart. I'm the founding attorney here at Hawthorn Law, where we help online businesses get their legal house in order so that you can focus on what you do best, and that is building a business that truly matters in the world. Today, we're going to be debunking 5 myths that I hear all the time from clients about S corporations and about how they want to form an S corporation and they're gung-ho on this. It's going to save them a ton of money. They're jumping in, they're rocking and rolling, they're ready to do it. I can't tell you how many times I get onto a strategy call with somebody who wants to form an S corporation, but they have no idea what they're talking about. Zero, no idea, nothing. I mean, it almost sounds like it's just a cool legal term that they heard somebody talking about over a few cocktails one night, and they thought, you know what? S corporation. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's a great idea. I'm on that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna form that for my business. Let me tell you something. S corporation, that is where it's at. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, S corporation, all about that. It saved me so much money. The tax returns are an issue. I have my accountant handle that. Let's just get into this. Myth number 1. What's S corporation stand for? Oh, wait. Small business corporation. That's what it stands for. Jeez Louise. So myth number 1 I hear people say is that the S in S corporation stands for small business. I'm just gonna breathe for a minute here. No, it does not stand for small business. The S in S corporation stands for subchapter S of Title I of the Internal Revenue Code. I'm not even sure that's right. I think it's Title I. Title I? Anyway, it doesn't stand for small business. So I've got myself a small business corporation. Oh yeah, it's called an S corporation, for those of you that don't know. No, that's not it, dude. That's not it at all. Myth number 2. Oh yeah, no, an S corporation, it's a legal entity, just like any other business, just like an LLC, regular corporation. It's an S corporation, so it's a type of corporation. And yeah, no, that's what I'm gonna do. Jeepers creepers. Wrong, it's not. An S corporation is not a legal entity. An S corporation is a tax election. It's a tax status. It's basically you telling the IRS that I want to be taxed under subchapter S. See myth number 1. Under subchapter S of the Internal Revenue Code, that's what you're doing. You're making an S-Corp election. You're not forming an S-Corp. If one more person tells me they're forming an S-Corp, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Myth number 3. Yeah, no, I just started my business. Yeah, no, I'm not making any money yet, but no, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna start that S corporation. I'm gonna be golden, save so much money in taxes. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. No, that's not it. That's not gonna happen. That's not the way this whole system works. Here's the deal. An S corporation potentially could save you a lot of money on taxes if done correctly and in the right situation. But for most people that are just starting out with their online business, don't know what they're doing, aren't making any money, don't even have a product yet, a lot of you. And listen, you know who I'm talking about. You're out there, you don't have a product, you're not selling anything, you just want to start an online business, which is great. We all started somewhere, we all started there. I mean, 10 years ago, I didn't have an online business product that I was selling. I didn't know what I was doing, at least when it came to online business. I knew how to be a lawyer, I think. Online business, I didn't know. And so to form an S corporation for an online business at that point would have just been a stupid fool's errand. I would have spent a lot of money making a lot of mistakes, way more than I would have potentially saved in taxes. Now, there does come a time and place, I typically tell people, between making $25,000 and $50,000 gross per partner in your business, where it might make sense to form an S corporation. And let me just correct something I just said, $25,000 to $50,000 net profit per owner. And that's before you pay yourself a salary. And there's reasons for that. that I'm not going to kind of go into today, but maybe in the next video we'll talk about that more. We'll get into that. With an S corporation, this is myth number 4, by the way. With an S corporation, I'm not going to have to pay any self-employment taxes like you suckers that are running sole proprietorships, which is nice. What do you think the answer to that is? Nope. No dice. Not gonna happen. If you form an S corporation, you still have to pay yourself a reasonable salary. And when you pay yourself a reasonable salary, you're paying the same 15.3% self-employment taxes that everyone else does. If you pay yourself $1,000 in salary, you're really paying yourself, let me see if I can do my math right, $1,070 approximately, because that $70 on top is your employer's share of your self-employment taxes, which is what you pay yourself when you form a sole proprietorship and you have to pay that 15.3%. It's just half of that 15.3% comes out of your gross pay, so it would go down by, so the $1,000 would go down by $70, and half comes from the employer, and that's you. So yeah, it sucks, but you can't get around paying that. You only have to pay yourself a reasonable salary, which means that anything you don't pay yourself at salary, you take home as profit or net distribution or what shareholder distribution, something like that you want to, if you want to call it that. And then here's the beauty of that is that money is subject to the 20% self-employed deduction, but the money you pay yourself as a salary is not. But on the alternative, if you have a SEP IRA, the amount that you pay yourself as salary, you can put 25% of that away into your SEP IRA. It's complicated is my point. When you're forming an S corporation, there's a bunch of considerations that you need to be thinking about. But to think that you're not going to be paying self-employment taxes just because you formed an S corporation, let me tell you something. The government's going to get their money one way or another. And yeah, that's wrong. Yeah, no, so I live in, so I come stay in the United States on occasion to visit some family, but no, I'm not a citizen. No, and no, I most of the year I live, overseas, abroad, not in the United States. Yeah, I'm still gonna form that S corporation. No, you're not. The owner of an S corporation cannot be a non-resident alien. So if you live overseas, you're not a resident, or excuse me, you're not a citizen of the United States, you can't own an S corporation. Sorry, them's the breaks. All right, the bottom line here is that an S corporation is a complicated legal strategy. It's not, if you don't know what you're doing, if you're just starting out in business, if you haven't sought any professional advice on these topics, it's probably not something that you want to go ahead and start with right now. I don't know. I mean, I'm not your lawyer. I don't know about your situation. So chances are you probably need to talk to a lawyer or a tax accountant who can help you with this. And I'd recommend you do that before you go jumping the gun and starting an S corporation for your LLC or corporation or whatever. Wait, did I just say that? That was wrong. Before you elect S corporation status. There you go. All right, if you like my videos, if you like what I'm talking about here, we talk about S corporations, LLCs, corporations, taxes, all those types of things. Here's another video right here to keep you informed and educated at the same time about the things you need to do to protect your online business. We'll see you next video. Bye-bye, folks.